Hey YouTubers, I've got something a bit unusual to show you today. As far as I know, no one has uploaded a film of a Louis Marx uh, Silver Link train. This train was made in Great Britain under the license of Marx Trains, and the number on the locomotive is probably a little hard for you to say. It's 2509, and it's LNER, which was London North East Railroad, and this was made for the British market. Something that you don't see on the American trains are the little bumpers here, and these actually are spring loaded. And I'm sure they don't call them bumpers. That's what they look like to me. When the two trains come up against each other, they don't smash the bodies, they hit the bumpers bumper to bumper like our cars. And unlike a lot of marks, it's difficult for you to see, but there's actually, I should say, a lot of British marks. There's actually side rods on this, and they also put a piece of metal underneath the front of this, where on a American marks they would not have bothered to do that. The British had some really wonderful trains, and Marx wasn't just going to bring these in and like they sold them in America on the cheap end, and the British kids knew better. They wanted something of quality. So you'll see what I believe is probably the only tender made for this particular train. I compared it to my Marx Mercury articulated tender, and it is not the same. Marx Mercury articulated tender is narrower to fit the M10005 cars. This is wider because the cars are actually M10000 cars. And once again, they were made in Great Britain. They were not made in America. You will see extra tabs on the bottom sides of these cars because they had to make a quality train to sell them in England, and they had put floors on them, which they did not put on the American Pullmans. So they're a lot heavier and they're a lot less likely to derail, which makes me happy. And I'm sure it made whatever child or person owned this before me, made them very happy. To the best of my knowledge, and I'm guessing here, this shell was made to represent a British Mallard train, and a little bit of information. If you watch NCIS, you'll see the character named Ducky, who used to be on Man from U.N.C.L.E., and his last name is Mallard. The character's last name is Mallard, and he has a Mallard train sitting on a shelf in his workplace. And I believe that's why they call him Ducky, because Mallard, as in mallard duck. Now, I've put an electric engine in here. I really don't have the patience to deal with clockwork, and I don't want to be handling the locomotive a lot. It's already got quite a few little scratches on it. It's had a lot of fun in its life. Somebody had a lot of fun using it. This is the clockwork engine that came out of it, and it's facing backwards. And you'll see these three sheets of metal, which the only thing they would have come up against this part of the train, and I believe from the inside, I believe the locomotive, I should say, I believe they were used to reinforce it. And you will also see a rather odd mechanism here for a clockwork. You've got one position for, I'm going to have to hold this down both hands, for reverse. And let's see if I can get this to go up. One position for neutral. And then one position for forward. A little easier when it's inside the locomotive. But this shaft here was bent over, so you could put it in your hand and push it up and down. And when I removed it from the body of the locomotive, of course I had to straighten it in order to get it out without scratching the locomotive. But this will be marked as from this set, and I will always know it's from this set, and hopefully whoever gets it after me will get this clockwork motor, so it'll be original. So I'll take this off the board, move the camera back to the locomotive, and let's start her up. I know she's going to want to start out in reverse. It's got a single reduction motor in it. It's been rebuilt. And it's basically the same size as what was in there before with the clockwork motor. Here we go. Got all the wheels oiled, axles oiled today. She's running quite nicely. But what a treat. I've always wanted one of these, and they're almost impossible to find. Should have also said that these Marx made in Great Britain were made in the right after World War II, from about 1945 and into the 50s. They weren't terribly popular because I think the British trains were possibly better. Also, you had some parts of Great Britain that had three-prong plugs and different voltages. So I think that's why most of them went over clockwork. Quite a nice little train. I know she'll go a lot faster. I've got it turned quite a ways down on the transformer. I really don't want to derail this. I feel like the absolute fool. Oh, looks like the motor's breaking loose a little bit. Like I say, it was just overhauled. Going a slight bit faster. So let it go around once more, stop it, and give you a good look at it again. So there she is. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm rather excited to have obtained this little train set. Like I said, they didn't go over too well in Great Britain, so there were not a lot made. I don't know if I said that the motors were all made in the United States. So there you had part of the problems with voltage across Great Britain. And it's LNER, I believe that's London North Eastern Railroad. And I think that's about all I can tell you about it. Except this is a very rare duck. Ha ha. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.